This video is for business leaders who want to persuade positively using the psychology of influence and persuasion as described by Dr. Robert Cialdini and about his 7 levers of influence. So watch this episode to the end to get 2 bonus insights. One is about how to create brand evangelists, one of the fundamentals that will help you do that. The other one is to how to radically increase your sales. One of the top companies in the world does this every day, and you probably don't. So I'm going to start with a saying from Mark Twain: if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. And that kind of gets at the core of this whole thing. You could probably just walk away with that and get a lot of benefit out of it. I hope so. But there's specific details about how you can use that within the context of persuasion psychology, and in particular, the 7 levers of influence that I'm going to talk about today. Now, the Mark Twain saying is folksy and sounds good, but it's also true neuroscientifically, because while you're paying attention to deceiving, manipulating, lying, and trying to remember everything you've said to somebody because you decided to do it unethically, that robs your attention from making better decisions, paying attention to the interaction, reading the room and everything else, including self-discipline and self-control, which is finite. If you want to go deeper into that, I'll put a link there. And in the description, I have a number of references I'm going to make because I probably have more links to share. But if you want to go deeper into that topic, you can look at my video called Self-Control for a Successful Business Part 1, or Self-Discipline Video Playlist. That'll also go right there. So this video actually focuses on why persuading positively and ethically is the way to go, especially in our modern times. So I'll do this by going over how to apply Robert Cialdini's 7 levers of influence that I talked about yesterday in my persuasion techniques video. So the first one of these levers is called reciprocation. You've seen this all the time. Somebody gives you a small gift and it causes you to feel obligated to return the favor somehow. And logically, that would be to take action on your CTA or call to action, or to buy your product or do business with you. So that's cool. But if you want to do it ethically, do it this way. Give away no more than you're willing to give away, being happy to do so, and having no expectation of anything come in return. If you have that expectation, if you give it grudgingly, like, here's my valuable insights from this video, now you have to do business with me, it's going to come across, you will be incongruent. That is, your words, actions, and behaviors will not be aligned, and people pick up on that consciously or otherwise, and they don't know why, but they don't feel like they can trust you. So the next one is liking. Now, this is really important. There's a couple different types of liking. I say people like to be liked. Of course, everybody likes to be liked. People like liking others. And for both of these types, be honest or say nothing. If you love someone's hair and you're talking to them, tell them honestly you love their hair. If it's not true, don't say it. And there's a lot of reasons for this. And then the next one is the liking mostly referred to in Cialdini's 7 levers of influence, which is having something in common. So I'm Canadian. I went to the University of Lethbridge and studied neuroscience. So if I meet somebody here in Japan, and I find out they're Canadian and from Calgary, I'm happy and I want to talk to them, or I like them because I know we have something in common. That is liking. But if you deceive people by just saying, oh yeah, me too, short term, that might give you a one-time sale. It's been used a lot by scumbag salesmen forever. But if they ever find out that you lied to them the first time you met, your long-term, what could have been a lifetime business relationship is over forever. So just don't go there. Wait until something genuine that is common between you comes up, and then make a big deal of it. Be honest. It's so damn simple. The next one is scarcity. Now, so scarcity is the perception that something is more valuable because we have less of it, or there's less of it available. Like diamonds and maple syrup. You want that reference? You're going to have to go back and watch yesterday's episode. In scarcity, just make sure it's real scarcity and design your product in such a way that it has real scarcity and stick to it. So if you lie about limited spots in your Zoom meeting, I guess maybe there's a limit of 1,000 if you got the premium, something like that. If you lie about limited spots and there's low or zero interaction between yourself and the audience, people will know you're a liar from the get-go. Same with a limited ebook. Oh, come get the ebook, but make sure you get here because there's limited supply of ebooks. They know you're full of shit. Don't be that guy or that gal. Simple. I'm giving away 100 copies of my ebook free to the first 100 people who sign up for my seminar. Done. You've still got scarcity, but now it's real. And all you have to do is tell them, I'm not giving more than 100 away. You don't have to be deceptive to use these principles. You can still use them and they will still have the same power to them. In fact, more power, since you're going, look, I'm giving away 100. I could give more away, but I'm not. You want them, you got to act fast. So stick to real scarcity and put true limits and be honest about it. And people will be okay with that. If you lie about it, if you're deceptive, that pisses them off. They won't want to do business with you. So let me give you an example of this. I know somebody who, from a mastermind group that I've attended, who quite proudly said, yeah, I tell people about false scarcity all the time when they come to my seminars, but they'll never know, and was quite proud of it. But the thing is, by sharing this with the group, now I know, and I would never, ever do business with this person who clearly feels comfortable about being unethical and lying to their customers and therefore anybody they do business with. The next one is loss aversion, and this is related to, but not the same. This is from Daniel Kahneman's Thinking Fast and Slow, and it is in essence that we hate losing stuff about twice as much as we like gaining it. This has deep evolutionary origins. I have episodes on that. This is exactly the same as above. Just be honest and transparent. You can stagger availability. This product will be available to the end of the month, and then I will not sell it again for 3 months. That's really good within things like information products, because you're just telling them you've put a limit on availability, not that there's a limited number available, not the same thing. And you're being honest with them. And what that creates is that creates a loss aversion to time. If they don't buy it now, then they don't enjoy the product for the next 3 months, if it's a physical product, or they don't enjoy the benefit and progress and where they will be in 3 months by using the product. Either way, they've got a loss. Now, let me give you an example of a physical product, and that is this. Oh, so this is a vacuum container that you put around a pop bottle, and it works incredibly well. I thought of buying it approximately 3 months ago when I was shopping with a friend of mine, and I regret not buying it because it works fantastically well. You can point these kind of things out to them if it's a physical product. So the next one, or to this point, is when you're doing this, if you say there's a limited quantity or you're not going to be selling it, don't then sell it on another website that they can find. And I'm not saying, okay, we'll make it impossible for them to find the website. I'm meaning either make it fully unavailable or don't, because if they find it on another website, or that limited time availability, that loss aversion was false, and you've lied to them, they'll be pissed off and they'll tell a few thousand or million other people not to use your product. You want to go check that out? Go check out some famous self-development people on Trustpilot and what people have said about one of the most famous self-help people in the world. Next one is commitment and consistency, and this loops back to all the others. Commitment and consistency is an alignment between your words, your beliefs, and your behaviors. Basically, don't be a hypocrite. Pretty simple. The way you can use this, though, and apply this thing in your seminars, say, if you want somebody to do your CTA, your call to action, have them make an active, public, and effortful declaration of such during a call. And because it's active and public, you've seen this when people hold up signs or contract, that is the commitment and consistency being applied. The way you can do this is you basically tell them, and this is where you add the ethics into it. You tell them you're doing this and you're telling them why you're doing it. Okay, if everybody makes a commitment to exercise immediately after this call in public, you're more likely to do it. This is social influence. We are manipulating or inspiring or encouraging you to do this, and this will increase your probability of doing it. They won't have a problem with it because you told them what you're doing and why you're doing it, and that it's for their benefit. They will not have a problem. Let me give you an example. You're all making this commitment because I want to manipulate, inspire, encourage, persuade you into following through on your commitment and achieving your goal. I'm manipulating you into succeeding. Nobody's going to have a problem with that. The next one is social proof, and this hooks back into what we just said because of the public component. Social proof is the cool kids are using it. This is essentially where we look to others in a group when we're not sure how to behave. And if they seem to know what they're doing, we'll follow their behavior. This is both good and bad. There's lots of examples in social psychology. So the way you could really use this is you invite real satisfied current or past customers onto your event to endorse your product, and or tell your prospects, look, if you buy my product today, use the product and you're delighted, I would love to have you come back the next time this seminar comes up, the next time this promotion comes up. I would love to have you on as a guest to share with people how happy you are with my product. And an example of this, even for a physical product, is this. I think I already mentioned it. This is the way it goes when you do ADHD. But if the company who sells this asked me to come on and tell them about this product, I would be delighted to. It's awesome. And that also hooks back into commitment and consistency, which is why people are crazy enough to wait outside for days to buy the new iPhone. By doing that, they tell themselves cognitive dissonance, waiting in line for the day to get a phone you hate doesn't work. So they change their belief. They'll like the phone more because they spent a day in line waiting for the damn thing. I would never do that. But they become brand evangelists because their behavior, their belief, and their words are aligned. That's commitment and consistency. If you invite people to come on your show, if you invite them back, as you said, you better damn well follow through and be consistent on your own commitments, or they'll be pissed off and you'll change them from budding brand evangelists for you to anti-brand evangelists. It's like, well, he said he was going to have me on his show and he didn't. Now I'm angry. The next one is unity. And this is where groups do things together and it makes them feel more like a group, makes you feel like you belong. Think of a sporting events where everybody knows the cheer. So you can do this by having everyone chant or clap together during a Zoom meeting. I will exercise after this call. And everyone does it together. It's a powerful driving force. Just enough time. Bonus number one is the more transparent and aligned you are about how you use these influence and persuasion techniques, the more likely you will build a brand evangelist. The second one is bonus insights. Offer and honor an unconditional, no hassle guarantee, just like Amazon does for your product. Now, some things would need something conditional, like if they need to take specific steps for a business program. A lot of my stuff is around leadership development. I would have to do a conditional guarantee, but the less conditional that guarantee is, the more people will buy it on the front, especially if via commitment and consistency, you have repeatedly shown that you return the money if people aren't happy with the results. That will skyrocket your sales. That's it for Crush It Club 203, Persuade Positively. My name is Tim B. Green. Bye for now.